Good evening. Please, ladies and gentlemen, let's give a round of applause for the QCC Orchestra, led by Mr. Tom Hebert, with special guest performance by Grace Kelly. Once again, good evening. My name is Micah Clayman, and I'm a May 2015 graduate of Quinsigamond Community College. I was this past year's Phi Theta Kappa Honor Society president, and so honored to be this year's 29 Who Shine Department of Higher Education Award winner for Quinsigamond Community College. Quinsigamond Community College Quinsigamond Community College has transformed my life and has launched me into a future I could hardly envision for myself 2 years ago when I graduated from high school. I am forever grateful for my education here at Quinsig. Tonight, I have the pleasure of introducing Stacy Dubois-Luster, Chair of QCC's Board of Trustees. Stacy is well known in Central Massachusetts as a driving force in public education. Please join me in giving a warm welcome for Stacy Dubois-Luster.
Good evening, everyone. It's so wonderful to be here this evening, and I'm so glad that you're having so much fun that you really don't want to stop for the program, but we must. We must. And we need to acknowledge the elected officials who have supported Quinsigamond Community College and have helped make this event possible. With us, we have Lieutenant Governor Karen Polito, Senator Harriet Chandler, Worcester County Sheriff Lou Evangelitis, Representative Joseph McKenna, and one of my new favorites, the new Commissioner of Higher Education, Dr. Carlos Santiago. I would also like to acknowledge the trustees and retired trustees whose hard work over the years have also helped make this event possible. We have Barry Boyer, Jackie Diggs, and Roland Gauthier. And Roland Gauthier served as the chairman of the board as well as the chairman of the foundation. So let's give them all a round of applause. And for the current trustees, we have with us Linda Cavioli, Tammy Murray, Ed Moore, Ivy Nguyen, and Beryl Pettiford. Now it's my great pleasure to introduce the Lieutenant Governor Karen Polito. It is my pleasure because she has served the Worcester community for so many years, first as a member of the Shrewsbury Board of Selectmen, later as a 5-term state representative, and now as our Lieutenant Governor. We appreciate her demonstrated support for many of our initiatives that are near and dear to all of our hearts, like STEM education, and we look forward to working with her in the future. So please help me welcome Lieutenant Governor Karen Polito.
So good evening, everyone. I'm really happy to be with you. I don't know if I have a little competition here with the mascot, but I think everyone feels very energized this time of year. You know, in particular today, it's my kids' last day of school. It's the last day to make lunches and to unpack the backpacks and look forward to a great summer. And it's a great time of year to just come together and spotlight something that's very real and strong in our community here in Worcester. Certainly, marking a 50th anniversary of anything is something to take pause for and something to gather around. I'll give you for instance of a pause that we had today. Today we, at the State House, had to redeposit the time capsule in the cornerstone of the building. And it was an incredible moment because 220 years ago, that cornerstone was set to place in the northeast corner of the building so that then the building could be built straight and level and firm and strong for the future. And today we had the opportunity to take the new box and put into the building the time capsule that reflects where we are in this point in time in the history of Massachusetts. And it caused all of us to think about what was so strong and great 220 years ago and where are we today. And you have one of those reflection points right now in the history of Quinsigamond Community College. And a 50-year milestone reflects 5 decades of very strong leadership, many of whom are in the room, having served as trustees and members of the board of directors, and also just sponsors and contributors and alum that understand the importance of this college in Worcester and in central Massachusetts. When you think 50 years ago, when this college formed for 44 students, and now 13,000 of students have graduated from Quinsigamond Community College, that's great progress. But what I want to point out tonight is that in Massachusetts and in central Massachusetts, we have a workforce skills gap. And in a state as rich with colleges and universities and with employers who are growing here in central Mass and in other places of the state, we need to make sure that we are graduating our students with the skills that connect to what the employers need today and over the next decade. And that is exactly what Quinsigamond Community College is doing. This is a workforce development program. This helps people get on a track where they can earn their way to a better life through associate degrees, certificates, and advanced degrees. So tonight is a night for our administration and for all of us as partners to spotlight the great program and the excellence at Quinsigamond Community College. And when you think about some of the business partners, when you think about Intel and Verizon and Metso and Coughlin Electric, you think about employers that need specific skills, and that this was an organization that was able to shift and be flexible and adapt, and to say to the employers, what are the skills that you need, and we will grow and we will nurture and we will make students that fit directly to the skills in your organization. That means that a student is guaranteed employment when they get that degree. So that investment that they make of their time and their dollars brings a job and opportunity to themselves individually and their family. I also want to thank Quinsigamond Community College for recognizing that college has to be within reach for everyone, and to recognize the strong partnership with our vocational technical schools, certainly in Worcester, now Principal Kyle Brenner, and former Principal Sheila Harity, who has gone on to be Superintendent of Monty Tech, understood the ability to take a credit from high school and apply it to a community college, and then to be able to obtain 2 degrees at $30,000, an associate degree to a bachelor's degree, is something very real and tangible and within reach for many, many people. And I want to thank you for being a leader on that program here in Massachusetts. I also want to thank you for thinking more broadly about what are the other opportunities and how can this community college service the needs of central Massachusetts. And certainly by recognizing the need to be in the downtown area in Worcester and opening the campus right there off of Main Street is transformational, not only for the students that experience the program there, but for our downtown area. That is a very exciting program and building and location that will serve Quinsig for many years to come. I also am very excited, as I know many of you are, about the science building that is under construction. It's always great when you can see buildings that are new and attract more students to want to be part of the experience at Quinsig. But tonight is a celebration point, and one of the things I just want to close with is that when the students come to Quinsig, some of them know exactly the path they want to be in and some don't. But they have the guidance, they have champions there that will help them make the right decisions and get on a path that will be self-sustaining for many years to come. And the most important part of the Quincy experience, I feel, are the graduates from this program stay here in Central Massachusetts and in Massachusetts. And that is a very important key to building a stronger community when the next generation can graduate and perhaps go a little bit further than the prior generation and lay their roots even deeper in this community. And that's how we will grow a stronger Worcester and a stronger Central Massachusetts and a stronger and greater Massachusetts everywhere. And I want to thank Quincy for being such an integral part of the success story here in our community. Thank you for having me, and have a wonderful night to all the recipients and to all of you.
Thank you so much, Lieutenant Governor. Very inspirational and very poignant about the role that QCC plays as one of the cornerstones of the Commonwealth. And I'm going to follow that theme as I introduce two of the cornerstones of Quinsigamond Community College. I have the pleasure to introduce both the president, Gail Carberry, and the president of the Community College Foundation, Larry Morrison. These two individuals really don't require an introduction. It is clear that their vision, their courage, their commitment to education in our community has helped make QCC what it is today. And so together they've worked for 9 years, President Carberry at Quinsigamond Community College, and for the past 6 years, Larry Morrison has been a friend to the college, second to no other. And so it is my pleasure that they have this opportunity to lead this celebration as the cornerstones of our community and the cornerstones of Quinsigamond Community College. President Gail Carberry and Larry Morrison.
One thing I always say to my graduates after they've all come across the stage and received their diplomas, and tonight seems like a fitting time to say the same thing. Woo! 50 years. I am so impressed to see so many good friends in this room. None of us did it alone. Every one of you has been integral to our success. In the depths of the worst economic downturn since the Great Depression, in the fall of 2009, when the Commonwealth struggled to balance its books, QCC opened a branch campus in Southbridge with no request for additional state support, but with the unwavering support of partners from our community, you. In the fall of 2014, as leaders from local, private, and public sectors collaborated to deliver on the promise of a more vital downtown, QCC stepped forward in partnership with WBDC and others, and again, we did not ask for additional state support because we had friends like you. Many of you have made it possible for us to put these state-of-the-art programs together. Your contributions to our capital campaign, your opportunities to work with us in clinical affiliations and a range of workforce development initiatives, we could not do it without you. Currently, thanks to a bond delivered by our state, we will be opening in January of 2016 the Quinsigamond Community College Quest Center. Big Q, small u, big E, big S, big T. Quest. Science, engineering, and technology. These are recent STAR quests undertaken by Quinsigamond Community College in its 50-year history. We've always been willing to go where no college has gone before, even to the reaches of Worcester's version of the Daily Planet, the former T&G building. We're now embarking with industry partners on the creation of an innovative technologies acceleration center featuring photonics, robotics, advanced manufacturing, a range of other industrial applications in both Worcester and Southbridge, and in Northbridge, we are currently researching the development of additional support services. Consistently pressing forward, QCC looks always to the heavens to see where the stars are aligning, but also we're looking for angels, and we find them. We find them everywhere we go, our partners in the community. Through meaningful collisions of our mutual passion, energy, and commitment, QCC at 50 is shining. Tonight, we celebrate not just QCC, the institution, but also all of you who are our partners in shine. True to QCC's unorthodox, out-of-the-space station mode, tonight's event will explore new territory. We're used to pomp and circumstances as a college campus, but tonight there will be nothing pompous. We will take some risks, as is our general practice, even with this event. Tomorrow, QCC will either be the talk of the town or run out of town, and I guess we'll have to figure out which. So we borrowed some wisdom from a local fine arts department, the home decor section at Walmart. There we've seen a plaque, live, laugh, love. For us, the word live represents our promise to the people of our community, whose lives are transformed through our efforts. Love represents the feeling that we have for the work that we do in this community jointly with you. And tonight we're going to jointly laugh. It's what we're willing to do. We take our work seriously with all of you, but we never want to take ourselves too seriously. So it's my pleasure tonight to acknowledge some people who have made a difference for Quinsigamond Community College who are present tonight. Jim Harrington and Roland Gauthier, lifetime directors of the QCC Foundation Board of Directors. Additional members of the Foundation Board: Mo Boisvert, Brian Shanley, Jack Coutone, Jackie Diggs, Eric Dunphy, Jeannie Hebert, Jim Hugasian, Sue Mailman, Al Makel, Linda Makel, David Ogerholm. Those of you who know these people know why Quinsigamond shines. I want to thank our gold sponsors. I want to thank our gold sponsors, Fallon Health and Unum, and our silver sponsors, Bowditch and Dewey, Mass MEP, St. Vincent Hospital, and UMass Memorial. I'd also like to welcome some of my special colleagues here tonight. Francesco Cesarea, President of Assumption College, Susan Engelmeyer, President of Nichols College, Barry Maloney, President of Worcester State University, and Bill Hart, the Executive Director of the Community Colleges of Massachusetts. Some years ago, we changed our mascot to the wyvern. Wyvern, we discovered, is a guardian protector of Worcester, England. And who better to guard Worcester County, Massachusetts, than Quinsigamond Community College, producing the police, the firefighters, the early childhood educators, the healthcare workforce, producing people who keep our businesses humming along. And so, in this 50th anniversary, we have selected 50 alumni who very well represent these guardians in our community. Some of them are here tonight. You may have seen their images on the screen as you came in. Eric Dunphy, Juan Gomez, Catherine Fairbanks, Dr. Sandra Laney, Geraldo Martinaldo, Dr. Tammy Murray, Yunchecha Ozuliki, and Deborah Veers. Larry, what a great guy. And he's humble too. Larry?
Thank you, Gail. Good evening. Rick Riccardi on drums. A drum roll, please. Thank you. For them. The Quinsigamon Community College Jazz Orchestra under the direction of Tom Herbert. Tom. On the way to mentioning some other names that I think you should hear, let me just take one half-inch sidestep to say that the Quinsigamon Community College Foundation is the college's private sector, nonprofit, volunteer, best friend. And we strive to help the college to make an even more thriving community. That's our job. And Gail, you and your Board of Trustees, your faculty, your staff are a nonstop inspiration, and thank you. We will hear soon from the QCC Faculty Jazz Quartet, and also Jose Catillo, adjunct music instructor at the college, who you may have heard playing downstairs earlier. He'll play during dinner. And to Pat Hutchinson and her QCC Culinary Arts students who, with John Lawrence and Pepper's Catering, prepared that simply fabulous appetizer back there. If taste buds could clap. Actually, I think they just did. And also to John Soloperto, a media specialist, vocalist, and videographer from the college. We also want to acknowledge the Dean of the college's Humanities program, Dr. Chip Aites, who is here. Where are you, Dr. Aites? There you are. Stand, please. Dr. Aites, along with QCC Foundation directors Al Makel and Jeannie Hebert, have been sawing away very successfully, and we shall see and hear the results in due course with radio station WICN. Also, Executive Director of the Worcester Historical Museum, Bill Wallace, for helping us with the program content. If anybody is stalwart, it's Bill Wallace. Dr. Carberry, we need you back here.
So along life's journey, we're lucky to build friendships, and Quinsigamon has been extraordinarily fortunate to have a friend in Jim Harrington. Jim has been a stalwart supporter of Quinsigamon Community College, not just in terms of our financial growth, but also in terms of building friendships in our community along the way. It is my great pleasure to introduce Jim Harrington and his wonderful wife, Mary DeBarra, who are co-chairs of tonight's event. Jim and Mary, thank you for being here and for all that you've done.
Thank you, Gail. Needless to say, Mary and I are just absolutely thrilled to be co-chairing this event. It's a real honor. I have to say that when I first started raising money for Quinsig 25 years ago, I didn't exactly get the doors slammed in my face, but it was not always a cordial experience. And to illustrate that, I've got two letters. One was written in April of 1997, and then, well, let's fast forward 4 years ago to December of 2001. The second letter was also written by the same trustee of the same foundation. Mary, why don't you do the honors of reading the first one?
I'd be happy to, Jim. Dear Jim, thank you for your letter of April 11th. We will consider your $25,000 request at our next distribution meeting, which will be held sometime in June. We have not supported traditional public educational institutions in any significant way, and I, therefore, have no idea what, if anything, we will be willing to do. With respect to your second request, to come back to the Foundation for a major ask in the fall of 1997, I am even more uncertain as to whether to tell you, except that I do not, underlined, think that another ask of any magnitude in 1997 would be well received, whether or not we do anything for you at our June meeting. Very truly yours.
I wonder how he really felt about that. Okay, let's fast forward 4 years to December of 2001. This letter was written to Sandra Curtinitis, then president of the college. Dear Sandra, about a year ago, the trustees of the foundation, in a moment of extremely short-sighted, exuberant improvidence, and under the intolerable pressure and undue pressure of Jim Harrington, committed ourselves to support your capital campaign. I cannot tell you how much pain that grant award has caused. It is always easy to make commitments, but not nearly so much fun to have to carry through with them. At any rate, be that as it may, it is with great pleasure that I enclose herewith a foundation check payable to Quinsigamond in the amount of $80,000. It gets better. When and if this check actually clears, we will have completed payment of our $200,000 pledge in full. Merry Christmas. It's been a lot of fun watching over the years the attitude of prospective donors change from, why should I give my money to something that is already funded by my tax dollars, which, by the way, was never entirely true, but that was a general perception in those days. And to see that change to, hey, wait a minute, Quinsigamond is one of the engines that drives Worcester's private sector economy. You're damn right I'm going to support it. Quinsigamond, you've come a long way, baby. Congratulations.
My name is Sue Mailman, and I am happy or proud or frightened to follow Jim Harrington in the next capital campaign for Quinsigamond Community College. And the groundwork that he laid has made the reception out there in the community right now a totally different thing. This is, people get it. People love Dr. Carberry. They love Quinsig. They understand what's happening at the school. I'm going to be very brief. We have a $5 million Capital Rise campaign. It is for equipment, furniture, expansion of regional program delivery, endowed scholarships, and teaching positions. So when I was silly enough to, blurt out that stuff to the first person that I asked money for, he said, Sue, stop. Tell me actually what you're really raising money for. And then I had to think about it. And what are we really raising money for? Jobs, economic development, a better community, workforce development, that people live and work here. So I am very pleased to announce that we have raised $3.3 million to date. That has leveraged $2 million from the Mass Office of Housing and Economic Development and $5 million from the Mass Life Science Center. This brings us to over $10 million now. And when the campaign is complete, our effort will have garnered $12 million. Thank you very much for coming. Enjoy your dinner, and we'll be back a bit past 7 to continue with the program. Thank you.